Hello, my sweet and dirty readers. I'm Sierra Hill, and you have found my BookTube channel, where if you're sweet and you love to read dirty, then you're in the right place. Today on my Sierra Talks Books segment, I have the honor and privilege of speaking with local Seattle author Patricia D. Eddy. Patricia is a two-time Roan Award finalist who has written over 25 books in a variety of romance subgenres, including paranormal, shifters, witches, also romantic suspense, and most recently, military suspense. So please join me in welcoming to my show, Patricia D. Eddy. Well, hello there, and welcome to my friend Patricia Eddy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Excellent. So you are a local Seattle author, and we actually met for the first time last May, a year ago May.
Yep.
And we attended a writer's retreat in beautiful Port Townsend, Washington. And that was the first time we met. And then subsequently, we have been involved with various other projects.
Yep.
We were involved with the anthology, the Leave Me Breathless, the Black Rose collection.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a book signing in January. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, January seems so long ago.
I know. Well, pretty much last May seems like it was about a decade ago. So
right. A lot has happened. So what I want to do is get caught up with you on where things are at. But first and foremost, I want to say congratulations, because your book, Second Sight, is a 2020 Roan finalist. Woohoo!
Yep. Congratulations to you too. I am very, very happy that I know someone in the same category as me who is also a finalist.
Congratulations. And this is your second year. Two different books have been finalists, and that is amazing. So 3 words or less or more, whatever. Tell the audience here what your how you would describe your books and your writing.
Well, 3 words was hard, because I did try and come up with this, but probably 3 words, at least the 3 words that I use like in my marketing, would be like beautifully broken characters. And really what that means is that I try and write characters who are real and who are authentic, and characters who help my readers feel like they're seen. So my characters have real flaws, day-to-day flaws, like mental illness, physical illness, things like that. So basically real and as authentic as I can make them.
Okay. So during the course of your stories then, with their, the flaws that you said that they embody, what do you tend to do for that character towards the end? Is there a, because in real life, we don't always have a resolution to those things. Do they have that happy ending still?
So I write romance. So everything has a happy ever after, but I try very hard not to, I don't fix them because a lot of the things that I write about, they're things that they're not fixable. For example, I write about characters with anxiety and PTSD. Those things don't just go away. You can learn how to manage them, and you can learn how to deal with them better, and you can find people, surround yourself with people who understand what you're going through, and who don't consider what you might think of as broken, the people around you may not consider as broken. So in that respect, they find resolution, but I don't cure them at the end. They don't suddenly not have anxiety or PTSD or blindness or, any sort of physical, like a limp or anything like that. They don't necessarily, they're not fixed. They're just, they accept it. It's more of an acceptance thing, and having other people accept them.
Gotcha. Awesome. All right. The tech world by day, and then you come home and you write romance. Tell me about that transition between that and this.
Well, it used to be different because it used to be, I used to do almost all my writing on the bus. and on my commute. And so it was a nice way to like mark the end of the day. I do not ride the bus anymore. It's a little harder. I am a technical writer, so I actually do write for my day job as well.
Okay.
A lot. There's a lot of project management and other things that go along with it, but there is a fair amount of writing.
You've had to work from home. You've had to adjust to that. Are you able to segue pretty easily to say, all right, stop. This is, the day job is over, and now let's move into this? Or like you said, is it more of you're jumping back and forth during the day?
It's a little bit of both. I'm fortunate enough to have a home office, and over the course of the quarantine of the past few months, I have definitely worked very hard to make my home office more usable and more comfortable. Better chair, better lighting. I'm pretty good at turning off the day job, like at 5 or 6 o'clock, but there are days it bleeds in.
So tell me about your first book and your foray into romance writing.
I have always written things. One of my earliest memories is sitting at my parents' counter with a typewriter and coming up with like little short stories. I mean, I was probably like, I don't know, 8, 9, something like that. I mean, and then I stopped for a long time. Just college life, getting married, moving, jobs, all that sort of thing. It is cathartic to write the ideal. Or at least, it gives you aspirations of, okay, I want a relationship where I am respected. So I'm going to write a relationship where I am respected. And in some ways, I think that helped me figure out what it felt like to be respected. Got divorced and moved up here and met my current husband. And, then it was hard to write for a while because, I was happy.
You were living happy after.
Yeah, I did. Basically, what got me to write my first book is my husband actually had a medical incident, and he's fine. And he was fine within a couple of days. But it was a very scary time. It was a very scary weekend. Just being scared and alone and not knowing what was going on got me pretty much like halfway through the story. And so that was my first book. So that was the first romance that I published.
You have 4 books in that series, is that right? Or
yes.
Okay. And that is that, do you consider that a paranormal?
Yes. It is paranormal romance, which is magic, military, post-military romantic suspense, and then paranormal romantic suspense. I do have a BDSM series that's also romantic suspense, and I have plans for another BDSM series next year, but we'll see.
Eddy published it, right? Self-published in 2013. All right. Where are you at now?
I repeatedly lose count. I am somewhere around 28 or 27 or 29. And part of it depends on whether or not you count anthologies and short stories and novellas. And so in terms of what I have planned, my next book is another paranormal. It's called Storm of Sin, and it is releasing, I think, I had to push the date a couple of weeks just because of everything that's been going on. But I think June 30th is the date, give or take a day.
How long does it typically take you to write? How many words do you normally write and publish? And yeah, what's that process?
So it's gone up and down. I used to be a very fast writer. A good day would be 700, 800 words on a bus ride. And so, a good 1,600 words or so during my commute. My books tended to be 90 to 110,000 words. And really, it's not the shortness now. And we're talking, 70, 80,000 words is sort of my typical, is really only having to do with me becoming a better writer and not using so many extra words and being tighter with my descriptions. So slow to start out when I'm writing. And so the first half of the book might take me a month and the second half might take me a week and a half. Probably 6 weeks is a good, good goal, or a good time frame for me.
Okay. Awesome. So what is your favorite part of the writing process?
Oh, geez. I don't know. I mean, I sort of like the whole thing. I don't mind editing. I don't mind the rewriting. I probably the most exciting part. I tend to start I tend to get about 20% in and then start over. Probably the most exciting part, just because that's when things really start to gel. When my characters become, when they have told me, wait, you got this wrong about me, go fix it.
Yeah.
So
when you do have time to read others, who are your favorite authors? What are some of your favorite books?
I like a lot of things. I probably one of my one click absolutely every single time authors is Sloane Kennedy. She writes male romance, and her books, the emotion in her books is I do not know that I've ever read better emotion. I like to read a lot of different people, and I pretty much buy and read everything Susan Stoker puts out just because she's awesome. Tonya Burrows is another one that I just recently discovered, and she's been writing for a number of years, but I didn't, and she's actually local to Seattle too. And I met her at Shameless BookCon last year, and I love fiction audiobooks, but I tend to prefer to listen to nonfiction. In part, a lot of times because they're read by the authors.
So, speed round, pantser or plotter?
Pantser. Used to be a plotter. Now I'm a pantser.
Okay. All right. Extrovert or introvert?
Introvert who occasionally channels an extrovert.
Okay. Harry Potter or Twilight?
Harry Potter.
Okay. Beach or mountain?
Beach.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
I already know this answer, but cats or dogs?
Definitely cats.
Cats.
I still love dogs, but just cats.
City or country?
City.
Okay. And purple or pink?
Purple.
That is one of the first things I said to you the first day I met you. I saw your hair. I'm like, oh my God, I love your hair. How do you do that?
Yeah, there's still a little purple in it, even after all these months.
Yeah. So what is the hardest thing that you have done as a writer?
I think it's figuring out how much of myself to put out there. Because I mean, I do write. I'm sorry.
So put out to your readers, like about you personally, or with inside your books?
It's sort of both, really. And it was figuring out what was the most important thing to me. You have to be true to yourself above all, and I think because that makes the best writing and that makes the characters the most authentic. And so I think the hardest thing was for me to just say to myself, okay, no, these are really the characters that I want to write.
With your series, are they standalone, interconnected, or does a reader have to start from book one and progress?
So you can start anywhere. They are standalones. They're interconnected standalones. I do recommend, at least for the Away from Keyboard series, that people either start with book one or book three, simply because of how the characters interact.
If you had to recommend one book for a reader to read that hasn't read any of your books, what would it be?
On His Six.
And that was the first. No,
that is actually book three of the Away from Keyboard series. And the reason that I recommend that one is I think that is when I truly found my voice for that series. Like books 1 and 2, I love them. They're great books, and book 1 is free. So, starting with book 1, hey, go for it.
Wow.
But book 3 is I don't know. I just feel like something changed, and I think it was more me than anything else. But book 3 is really where it starts to get more of the beautifully broken characters. And
so that On His Six was the one a finalist last year, and then the next book in the series, the second. Yes. And so that is the finalist for this year. Yay! All right.
And On His Six got first runner-up last year in the actual awards. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
When somebody writes a particularly good one, it's that okay, I did something right. I touched somebody. I connected with somebody. I helped them, or I gave them something to, that took them away from reality for a while. And it's just that extra little boost of goodness.
Mm-hmm. Where can readers find you?
So you can find me on my website, which is patriciadeddy.com. I am on Facebook, Patricia D. Eddy Author. Instagram and Twitter are Patricia D. Eddy. My military romances are wide, so they're on every platform.
Okay.
And my paranormals are mostly exclusive to Amazon. I kind of try and shift them in and out, just because I want Apple readers and Kobo readers and Nook readers to be able to get them. But at the same time, I have a reader group on Facebook, which is Patricia's Unstoppable Forces.
Unstoppable Forces. I like that. There's a little bit of the heroine in the cape. So, well, thank you so much for taking your time. What I will be doing is posting your links in the description on YouTube, and let readers find you that way. And appreciate your time, and thank you. And I hope that we will soon be through this whole quarantine phase.
Yes.
1 and 1.5 soon, so we can all get together and have a good writing session.
Exactly. I am very much looking forward to that.
And that's it, folks. Thanks so much for joining me today for my Sierra Talks books. And thank you also to Patricia D. Eddy for speaking with me and talking books. If you want to check out any of her books and any of her subgenres that she talked about, please check out the link below where you can find all of her books and related materials. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel because you are going to want to stay tuned for all the upcoming interviews and other talks that I have scheduled in the near future. And until next time, remember, be sweet, love hard, and read dirty. Bye.